Hey guys, today we're going to continue our look at graphs and we're going to look specifically at dot plots. Dot plots are a way to show frequency of data. You've maybe never actually had to make a dot plot, but have you ever done something like, let's say you're shooting baskets and every time you make a basket, you do a tally mark? A little tally mark every time something happens, or you're doing something competing with friends, and every time someone accomplishes whatever it is you're competing with, you kind of give a little tally mark, and then you can see who's got the most tally marks at the end. That's another way of making a dot plot. But we're not going to use tally marks or check marks. We're going to use dots to show the frequency of something happening. So let's go ahead and start with the notes. All right. So we have a dot plot. Let's write that in. Dot plot measures the frequency of a data set, how many times something happens in a category. So an outlier is a number situated away from the rest of the data. For example, let's say your class is competing with another class for grades, and most of the kids in your class have an 80 to a 90 on a test or something like that, and then one kid or two kids make a 0 on the test. Those would be outliers because those two zeros don't really reflect the whole class. But if you include the zeros in the data, it'll make the class average go from an 80-90 to like a 70. So it really brings the class average down. Those would be outliers. And a lot of times outliers are thrown out. Okay, so we're going to read this dot plot. This dot plot is about a number of brothers and sisters. So these kids in class, they're saying, okay, if you have 0 brothers and sisters, raise your hand. And according to this dot plot, 2 people raised their hand. And then they said, if you have 1 brother or sister, raise your hand. And according to this dot plot, 3 people raised their hand. So the question number 1 says, how many students were asked about their siblings? Well, it's easy to find out. We just count all the dots. So I've already done that for you. So there are 15 students in the class. Then the second thing says list out all your data in numbers. So I'm literally going to list them all out. So again, what I said earlier, 2 people said 0. 3 people said 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people said they had 2 siblings. 3 people said that they had 3 siblings, and 2 people said they had 4 siblings. So that's me listing out all of the data. So what is the mean average? Now to find the mean average, I have to add up all those numbers in box number 2. I don't add up 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I add up 0 plus 0, 1 plus 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2 plus 2. And if I add all of those up, I get 30. I'm going to add that and I'll get 30. But remember, the mean, I need to divide by the number of numbers. How many students were there? There were 15 students. So I'm going to divide 30 by 15 and I will get 2. So the mean average, the average number of siblings people have is 2. Okay. And when I added it, I got 30. Okay. The median is the number in the middle. Now the number in the middle also, it's easier if you list all the numbers out like I did and then do the tally marks 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And I'm going to go ahead and do this on the data. You can also do it on the actual dot plot. And so actually maybe let's do it on the dot plot. So let me show you how this works. So I'm going to find the number in the middle by going 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. So 1, 1, 2, 2. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 2. Now I knew as soon as I was stuck in the twos and there weren't any other numbers left, I already knew that the median was going to be 2. The mode, again, if you look, what number has the most dots on top of it? That is my mode. And again, it's 2. 2 is the popular number on this one. Now the range is the highest number subtracted, or the lowest number subtracted from the highest number. So the highest number is 4, and I'm going to subtract the lowest number, which is 0. So the range is 4. It's pretty easy, right? So you notice we're taking what we learned yesterday and we're applying it to what we're doing today. So then it says, what is the minimum value on the dot plot? So if you look again, it's the lowest number that has a dot above it is 0. And the maximum value, that it's the number that actually has a dot above it. Just because there's a number on the line doesn't mean it's included in this data, but there is a dot above the 4, and that's the maximum value. Let's keep going. Do we have an outlier? No, we really do not have an outlier. We don't have a family that has 10 kids way on the outside. That would be an outlier, so no. What percent of students have 2 siblings? Okay, so now we're going back to what we learned in our previous unit. It wants to know what percent. So remember, that's x over 100 part. And so I'm gonna, well, we already know there's 15 students. How many of them have 2 siblings? I go back up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 15. I cross multiply and divide, and I will end up with 33. It's actually like a repeating decimal. And the correct way to actually write that as a percent is 33 1/3%. So again, that was cross multiplying and dividing. We've done it a bunch. All right, so we've covered everything. I hope you understand the dot plot. If you're a little bit confused, just come and ask me about it. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.